His MVP. Goldstrom, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the ninth inning of a 1-1 ball game. Man, I do not know what happened on that pitch from Chris Martin just now. Dude's falling all over the place out there. Hope he's all right. 1-1 count right now. And yeah, it looked like he just lost his footing on that one. We're bringing the ninth inning live to y'all, by the way. I'll give you my commentary. Mariners currently have a runner on second base, nobody out, and not exactly the start you wanted to see from Chris Martin. But you know what? He's been good all year. Hopefully, we can catch a little break here, head to the bottom half, and scratch across a win, man. It sure would be nice to be able to squeak this one out. You come so close here against a really good team in Seattle. You get a nice start from Patrick Corbin, Corey Seager's return. Offense, clearly, we don't even need to say it out loud. Offense clearly not going well at the moment. Jonah Heim, 2 of the Rangers, 5 hits. Corey Seager with a hit in his return as well. Wyatt Langford, 1 for 3. Josh Young, 1 for 3 also. Williamson is the batter right now. 1-2 count. Strikeout would be huge here. Last thing you want is runner on second, get into third with 1 out. We can get a strikeout here. Chris Martin can dial it up. Sure would be nice at this point. Thank you all for hanging out here. Right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop comments, drop questions. I'll get to everything along the way. Just being real, during the game itself, I'll be a little preoccupied watching, just like I'm sure some of y'all are also on your TV at home or however you're choosing to watch this one. Chris Martin, 1-2 count. A couple of foul-offs by Williamson, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Looks like they are going to get that runner to third. Williamson, I mean, he got none of that. But that's the kind of hitting, that's the piece of hitting that the Rangers have been lacking at times. You don't have to do too much in these situations. That was one of the poorest hit baseballs probably of the evening. I mean, dude got absolutely jammed, but you know what? The approach was opposite field. You got a ground ball right side. That's all you need to do there. I love that at bat from Williamson. I wish more Rangers would do it. Guys are giving him high fives in the dugout, as they should. That's what you've got to do. Have to do that. Rangers bringing the infield in right now for Tellez. Not a great situation. You really needed the strikeout of Williamson. Now you almost need a strikeout here from Tellez in order to feel like you got a shot. Tellez, a pretty good fly ball hitter, so this one's going to be tough, y'all. It's not going to be easy for the Rangers to get out of this one without the score being 2-1. What's up, Austin? Appreciate you hanging out, man. This would be a big game for the confidence. I really do feel that way. Also, would be huge if the Rangers could pull this one out. It's going to be tough. Going to be tough. We keep going, though. We have got a 1-1 count, I believe. 0-2 count. Okay. 0-2 count. Look, I looked away for a second. I'm not going to lie. But 0-2, I like that. If we can get a K here, that would be huge. Go Rangers, by the way. All y'all hanging out. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much. Let's go, Chris Martin. Good pitch in the dirt. Tellez doesn't bite. It's going to be 1-2 right now. Mariners got a runner on third base. JP Crawford home run, the only offense for the Mariners all night, a Jonah Heim 2-out single is what the Rangers had to get on the board. So not a lot of offense in this one. Here's the pitch coming up from Martin, 1-2. Base knock by Rowdy Tellez, man. Base knock, Rowdy Tellez. I don't love the pitch from Martin. That looked like center cut, y'all. I'm going to have to go back and look, but that one looks center cut by Martin on a 1-2 count. I just don't get the idea there at all. And I'm going to go back and look. I'm pulling up MLB Game Day right now. What? Yeah, what are you doing? You're throwing a cutter right over the middle. I mean, I can't imagine that's what they wanted to do there. It didn't look like Jonah had to go to a crazy different spot, but I don't get in a 1-2 count why you're throwing Rowdy Tellez a cutter right over the heart of the plate. So I got to think that's a miss by Chris Martin, unfortunately. Got to think that's a big miss. 1-2, you're looking to do something on the corners. You're looking to throw something a little below the zone. You want to make Rowdy Tellez get himself out there. Not a great piece of pitching there from Chris Martin. It's either that or you thought throwing a cutter right down the pipe to Rowdy Tellez was a good idea in that spot. I'm going to go with the former, by the way. I'm going to go with the former. Oof. Right down the middle. Okay, so I'm watching the replay. They set up outside. So clearly a spot missed. You're trying to go kind of backdoor cutter there. I don't know. I got to think there's a better pitch call there. You don't have to throw the same pitch you threw in the dirt the time before, but I just got to think there's a better pitch call there. Pinch runner for Tellez, and now Mastroboni up to bat. And assuming there's no double play, the Mariners are going to turn it over to the top of the order, which means Crawford, J-Rod, and Cal Raleigh, a.k.a. Ranger Killer. Freaking Cal Raleigh, 2 for 3, man. Another 3 on-base night. He walked 2. Dude's a Ranger Killer. Taking the mantle from Kyle Seager, seriously. Feels like every time Cal Raleigh's up, he's getting on base. Yeah, Justin and a lot of y'all, it does feel that way. It feels that way right now with the offense. The nice thing, Rangers, let's see, in the bottom half, who do we have coming up? Let's see. See if I can figure it. It would be Peterson, Simeon, and Heim. Is that right? Y'all let me know. Appreciate the follows, by the way. Griffey was great. That is true. I do feel like Griffey had a lot of good games against us. I'm going back, obviously, 90s, early 2000s a little bit, but definitely. Yeah, I did too, Rudy. Appreciate the comment. I had a lot of high hopes as well for the season, and they can still be achieved. It's early on. And I know that I've gotten on people that say that. Trust me, I'm worried. I'm worried about the offense. So when I say it's early on, I am acknowledging the simple fact there are over 100 games left in this season. But I'm also acknowledging there's a pretty high level of worry right now with me for this club and I think among Rangers Nation. Mastroboni in a 1-2 count right now, by the way. Okay, Brendan, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. So it is Peterson, Simeon, Heim up next. And I'd imagine Munoz is coming in the game. Munoz is not an easy guy to get a run, to scratch a run across. The Mariners 7-8-9 is pretty stout to me. They got Brash back. Brash, to me, great late relief guy. And then who do they have come in after that? I'm probably going to butcher the name. Spire, I'm assuming is how you say it. So they have a great setup, 7-8-9, the Mariners do. Ground ball up the middle. Looks like they're just going to get one here. Real slow ground ball up the middle. Josh Smith kind of waits on it and hangs out by the bag, and they're able to get the force out at second. Mastroboni too fast to double up. No chance of that. So there's going to be 2 out and runner on first base. JP Crawford coming to the dish. Crawford with the game's first run on the first pitch. Big game, James. Is that what I saw? Look, admittedly, I got to the party a little bit late. I started watching probably second, third inning on. Family and I had a few things going on today. Saw the JP Crawford home run replay. Did not realize first pitch. Chris Martin puts one right down the middle, bottom half of the zone, and it's going to be 0-1 pretty quick here. Rangers would do well to get out of this inning only down 1 run. They've got some guys coming up who can drive the ball out of the ballpark. Peterson, Simeon, Heim. You got a shot. I mean, you got a shot. I don't love the shot, but you've got a shot. Appreciate the follow, Tyson. Thanks, man. We need Evan Carter and Cody Bradford. We've had the Evan Carter discussion. I do think it would be kind of a nice influx of good energy, especially among Rangers fans, to have Evan Carter back. I wonder how likely it's actually going to be that the club plays a ton better even with Evan Carter back. I'm not trying to be negative there. I just think there's only so much that you can do bringing up a platoon player, and that is what Evan Carter is. He only plays against righties. Showing Munoz warming up, looks like he's ready to go. And that's the kind of guy I'd love for the Rangers to have. Andres Munoz, man, just lockdown guy in the 9th inning. I'm trying to get the jinx leveled up right now. Maybe if I talk positively enough about Munoz, he'll give up a home run. Oh, my goodness. What do we got now? 1-2 count on JP Crawford. Chris Martin trying to get out of this, man. I really felt like Chris Martin in the 9th inning was the right move. And tonight, it's not working out great, but I'm glad that they didn't go back to Luke Jackson. I think going back to Luke Jackson would not have been the right call. Luke, with the 6.55 ERA or whatever he's got now, a pitch to contact guy. I mean, he had, I think, 9 Ks through 12 innings. Martin, much more of a strikeout threat. Don't believe he's gotten a strikeout yet in this inning, but much more of a strikeout threat. And Luke Jackson, he had that nice 7 save run, whatever it was. It's great, but I am glad to have more of a swing and miss guy in the 9th inning. Hopefully this is something that can stick around. I'm sure Bochy doesn't love watching C-Mart give this up. JP Crawford, really good at bat, by the way, from Crawford. Impressed with him. He just fouled off a filthy curveball at the bottom of the zone. Don't know how he got a piece of that one. So he is going to be up to, I think this is pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Oh, this is pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Wow. Did not realize. That's what happens when you're talking too much. So JP Crawford having a great at-bat against Chris Martin. This is a battle right here. Let's see what ends up happening. 2-2 count, 2 strikes. Foul it off another one, man. Master Boney was running on that one. Looks like they're going to get the ground out, though. Jock Peterson going to step on the bag here, and the Rangers are going to be heading to the bottom of the 9th. Great battle between Martin and Crawford there. Martin able to get the best, but 10-pitch AB, quality AB from JP Crawford. I know some Mariners fans are hanging out. Is Crawford to the leadoff spot a new thing? I know that he's done it in the past. I felt like in the first series he wasn't hitting leadoff. I don't know. Y'all let me know if I missed something, but I feel like last time we played Seattle, Crawford wasn't in the leadoff role, but maybe I'm just imagining that. Looks like he's got some pretty good numbers. 816 OPS. There you go. We keep going here. Chatty says, I think we need to go to a youth movement for offense. Look, we're getting older. The Rangers are getting older. Seager's getting older. He's in his early 30s now. Simeon, same thing. You know, you've got some older guys. Jock Peterson up in his 30s. The Rangers do need to get a little younger, and you hope that comes from the prospects. I mean, you have to. Don't know if there's really any young free agents out there that are going to be realistic gets for Texas. You've got to hope guys like Walcott and Osuna pop. If they don't get traded, I don't think Walcott is going to get traded. I could see maybe Osuna getting traded. But some of these young guys, I think you got to make sure that you continue to develop them. But I definitely feel like the Rangers do need to get younger. And I think the age is something that is slowing this team down. Okay, Eric, that's what I thought. Okay, so Crawford was in the 9th spot for a while. By the way, I'm sorry. I just realized I was like 30 to 45 seconds behind. So I'm sorry, y'all. Not doing a very good play-by-play, but I think I got caught up now. I'm syncing it with game day, so I think we're good to go. Jock Peterson up to bat. 0 for 3 on the night is Jock Peterson. No strikeouts, so he's put the ball in play every time. Not bad. Look, Cody Bradford, the reality is we don't need pitching right now. We really don't. So Cody Bradford, I don't think is going to be back for another month or so. I think June is when they anticipate Cody Bradford being back up with the big league club. I think he is doing some catch and starting to work off a mound and stuff like that. But the last I heard, he's still a few weeks away. So I really don't think Bradford's going to be back before the end of May. I think it'll be June. And the reality is he's not really needed. The pitching is doing great right now. 2 early ball calls to Jock Peterson. And it is quickly going to be into a 2-0 count. Let's see what Jock can do here. Not an easy AB when you're going against Munoz, but it's 3-0. I'd imagine Jock is taking all the way here. I don't see any reason to not be. Green lighting on 3-0 when you're down 1. Not a great decision in my book. And Jock is going to take called strike 1, lower half of the zone. Almost painted right at the bottom half. Looks like Jock is going to ground this one out. First baseman flips it over to Munoz, and out number 1 is recorded. Not a great start. Not the start you're looking for there. Jock hitting it down the line, fairly square. 93 miles an hour off the bat. It's going to be up to Marcus Semien. Here we go. Marcus Semien on the day, 0 for 3, average down to 179, OPS at 502. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Munoz, him coming into the ball game, it's not good. I mean, we are gonna really have to earn this one. He's not gonna give it to us. Munoz is too good, and the Rangers are in a tough spot. I mean, I like the Peterson righty-lefty matchup. Sure would have been a great time for Jock Peterson's first home run as a Texas Ranger, but Munoz is elite. I would love to have an arm like that in the Rangers' pen. I really don't want to start sounding the alarms on the bullpen. Guys like Martin, Hobie Milner, I thought pitched really well today. He's been continuing to pitch really well. But Robert Garcia, I thought he did okay in this one. Allowed a couple of hits. Did get a big double play ball, so that was nice. Marcus Semien's going to swing at a really bad pitch. And when I say that, it was a filthy pitch from Munoz, but out of the zone, and Marcus kind of did a little check swing. Not great, not ideal. 0-1 early. Marcus looking for his first hit of the ball game. Let's go, Simi. Come on, baby. Lays off the slider this time, and Munoz goes back to the well a third time on the slider. So it's going to be 2-1. Good for Marcus working his way back into a positive count here. Munoz is working fast, man. He does not play around. I like that, by the way. I like the pitchers that just work quickly. He's not sitting there waiting for the 20 seconds, 15 seconds to run out. Simi's going to foul off a 98-mile-an-hour sinker here. Look, middle in, you got to think that was Marcus's pitch right there. I don't know how much better of a pitch Marcus is going to get than what he just saw, pitch number 4. So, not great. That was middle in, 98. You got to get your hands around on that one. Not an easy pitch, but probably one of the better pitches he's going to see. Let's see next pitch coming up here, and it looks like we're going to get ball 3. So full count for Marcus Semien. Lays off the 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Munoz was trying to paint the outside there, and it just didn't work out. Full count. Man, can we get one guy on? Just make it interesting. Come on now. Marcus is going to walk. High and tight fastball. Marcus is going to walk. I love it. Okay, we got life. We got life. All it takes is one gapper here. Marcus, all you need is a ball in the gap at this point. Jonah Heim, a good hitter to have up. Heim's got 2 hits on the evening. Seeing the ball well. 760 OPS, up to it now. I wonder what the approach is here. I wonder if you're going to see Heim be aggressive or maybe take a pitch. Oh, no, Jonah. I mean, look, the positive is Jonah gets Semien over to second. That cannot be what you were looking for there, dude. I mean, that was an inside slider. You're going to do nothing with that. I don't love the over aggressiveness there from Heim. You just watched Marcus walk. Looked like maybe Munoz a little wild in that spot, but we've got Marcus Semien at second. That is the glass half full. And Dolly is going to take a 100-mile-an-hour fastball off the plate. I doubt they're going to be too careful with the Adolis Garcia here. Not going super great right now. I'm not saying you're going to see a meatball served up, but I do think they're going to come right after Adolis. I mean, Josh Young, I don't think there's too much of a difference in your worry level between Garcia and Young. That's just me. Strike two, painted by Munoz on the outside corner, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. So Dolly staying patient. This is what I would have liked to have seen from Jonah Heim. And again, glad he got the runner over to second. I don't think you're looking to make it 2 outs there if you're Jonah Heim, but I mean, that's the silver lining. Would have loved to see Heim be just a little more patient. Dolly is going to foul off a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right on the inside part of the plate. And looks like it's going to be down to the last strike here for Texas. Ooh, it sure would be nice to get a little gapper here from Dolly. Foul ball, another foul. That was a great pitch from Munoz. Low and on the outside corner as well. It might have been strike three call. That was good on Dolly to protect there. That might have been strike three had he not swung. I don't want to leave that up to the umpire by any means. Dolly's going to foul off another painted pitch by Munoz. This time Munoz comes high and inside, and that's right on the strike zone. So Munoz is finding his groove here. I think that might have been strike three too. So Dolly doing a nice job to protect. See if he can put one in the outfield. Just put it on grass, man. Come on. And when I say grass, I mean the outfield grass. Just want to clarify that. Knock on wood. Whatever we got to do here. Pitch number 6 incoming. And it looks like Dolly is going down swinging, man. Man, what a terrible pitch to swing at. Nice slider from Munoz. Dolly's got to be better, man. You're battling up there. It just sucks because Dolly, the chasing has just been terrible this year. And look, it's a good pitch in that it clearly gets Dolly to swing, but that one wasn't particularly close. Dolly just not seeing the ball well right now. Not seeing the ball well. And one of the comments on Dolly that I had during the game, I talked about this a little bit as I was tweeting out. You guys know, I know I mentioned a few times, I'll do maybe 10 to 20 updates during the game. X, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, whatever you're following on. Go follow it. If you want some in-game reaction, by the way, it's just at Right on Rangers. But Dolly hitting in the 7th spot. It's really tough because you've got kind of a middle of the order bat hitting in spots where you want to play small ball. And the perfect example was, I believe, in the 7th inning, if I'm not mistaken. So in the 7th inning, you had Jonah Heim, I believe, leading off the inning, bottom of the 7th, with a single, right? Single, Jonah Heim. This is bottom of the 7th. And it's just like quintessential spot after that with your 7-hole hitter, Adolis Garcia, to play small ball there. Get the runner over to second base and then have 2 RBI opportunities with the 9 or with the 8 and with the 9 hitters. So for me, it's tough with some of these guys hitting 7, 8. You know, you got Dustin Harris hitting 9, but you've got Adolis Garcia and Josh Young hitting 7, 8. Just not guys that really play small ball. And it is a little bit concerning to me. I feel like some of these guys who continue to get dropped down, like Adolis Garcia, I wonder if the days are numbered. I don't think that they're going to be, DFAing Dolly tomorrow, but I don't know how sustainable it is. You really can't hide guys in the lineup. At some point, they've got to produce. And also, at some point, they come into spots like the one I'm mentioning where you need them to be all things. In the 7-hole, you need a guy who can play small ball. You need a guy that can get the big hit. You need a guy that can do both. And when you've got some of these guys that should be hitting in the middle of the order, up towards the top of the order, it puts you in tough spots late. In the bottom of the 7th inning, when Jonah Heim leads off there with the single, quintessential easy decision. You want to bunt him over to second base right away in a tight game, especially when you're not at all scoring runs easily. But because you've got Adolis Garcia, you can't bunt. So I would have liked to have seen maybe a different call there. I think you could have gone a number of different directions. I think Bochy needs to start getting a little bit radical. I know maybe it's crazy, but you could have subbed Leody Taveras on in the 7th inning, bunted, and you would have had the righty-lefty matchup that maybe you were wanting there. I definitely think Bochy's got to get a little bit creative here. When you've got Adolis down in the 7 spot and you've got an opportunity to get the runner to second base, maybe Leody beats it out in the bottom of the 7th. I would really like to see them start subbing Leody in late for bunting situations like this. I do wonder, Boch, any thought getting Leody in the bottom of that 7th inning to get the runner over to second base and have 2 RBI opportunities with Josh Young? I think all of us would be good with a Josh Young RBI opportunity. And then look, Dustin Harris, I mean, still a young guy, unproven, but I would not mind at all having 2 opportunities with Dustin Harris and Josh Young after that Jonah Heim single to lead off the 7th. But again, with Garcia in the 7 hole, you can't play small ball. I think Dolly's days are going to start getting numbered. You can't hide him in this lineup, and you can't play small ball with him. At least with Leody, you can play small ball. You know what? I kind of have to push back a little bit. There's a lot of guys that can't bunt. And so I hear what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong. The sentiment is correct. I do wish that more major league guys were able to lay down bunts. I do really, really wish that guys like Dolly, like, you should be practicing bunts with the Dolis at this point if you're going to hit him 7th. Otherwise, sub him out and put in Leody. So I agree with the sentiment. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have to bunt with a sub there, but it's an easy sub spot. Can we all agree on that? Like, in the bottom of that 7th inning, I know I keep harping on it, but it was just such a huge moment for me. You lead off. It's a 1-1 game. Jonah Heim leads off. You've got the bottom of the order coming up. It's a huge moment where you just want to get a bunt down and get the guy to second base and have 2 RBI opportunities with 1 out. It just makes no sense to me, the strategy there. If you're not going to have Dolly bunt, which I get, I bet Dolly can't bunt, and that's why they didn't do it. And that's why I'm saying, hey, get a little radical, sub in Leody if you have to, but do the right thing. And the right thing 100% in that situation, in the bottom of the 7th inning with a leadoff single from Jonah Heim in a tie ball game, is you bunt the runner over to second base. Your offense can't score runs. You manufacture them by getting bunts down, and then you have a couple opportunities, and you never know. Maybe Josh Young comes through. Maybe the rookie Dustin Harris comes through. Maybe somebody draws a walk, and then you get Josh H. Smith coming up. Anything could have happened. But when you have Dolly up, and then he goes ahead and strikes out swinging, which is what he did in the bottom of the 7th inning, then Josh Young promptly grounds into a double play. That's the other thing. If you bunt there in the bottom of the 7th inning after Jonah Heim's leadoff single, you stay out of the double play. It frustrates me because not only are you not scoring, but you're not even helping yourself. You're not even getting creative. There was 0 subtraction getting Dolly out of the ball game there. Maybe a little bit in the field, you could argue you have to bring Leody into the outfield late. Whatever, sub him out again and put in Pilar or whatever. I don't know what you got to do. I know Pilar came on for Dustin Harris. Like, get radical, man. At some point, you've got to manufacture runs and do things a little bit untraditional. If you're not going to get radical and bunt with Dolly, sub him out and get somebody in there that can bunt. We're whiffing with 1 out or whiffing with no outs there in the bottom of the 7th. Adolis strikes out to end the game. Like, at what point do you say this ain't working? We've got a guy that should be hitting in the heart of our order at the bottom of the order, and we can't even play small ball with him. All right, y'all. I got to get to your comments. You guys have been waiting long enough. Rant over for now. I'm sure I'm going to come back to it, but my goodness. Big Game James, he's a Blue Jay owner too. Oh, my goodness. Cal Raleigh, man. Dude just rakes wherever he is playing the Rangers. Wherever he is. Stars are down 1-0. I did see that. Brad, same thing. Lost for words. Yep. Munoz is him in the late innings. I couldn't get the Munoz jinx. Munoz is him in the late innings. I am with this comment. Josh Young does need to step up. I know he had a hit today. It's sad that we're hitting Josh Young 8th. Josh Young does not need to be hitting 8th, but that's where he's at right now. That's the confidence level that they have in him. They're hitting Josh Young 8th. He needs to be hitting higher in the order. I don't blame them for not hitting him higher in the order, but he should be hitting higher in the order. Adam says, hitting Jock Peterson 4th is stupid. Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat in the middle of the ocean. Good one. But Jock Peterson, man, 0 for 4. Look, no strikeouts. Put the ball in play every time. I'd have to look specifically at the at-bats, but seeing an 0 from your four hole never feels good, even if there were some hard contact outs, etc. Never feels good seeing your four spot, your cleanup hitter go 0 for. Appreciate the follows, by the way, y'all. Thank you so much. Amount of pop-ups, JK89, what's good, man? Thanks for the comment. The amount of pop-ups is crazy. I mean, there's a lot of them. In the late innings, I don't know how many we had. Let me go. Bottom of the 7th, we didn't have any. Bottom of the 8th, we had a fly out, a ground out, and then Seager lined out after the Langford walk. Then in the 9th inning, did we have any in the 9th? I don't think we had any in the 9th either, a bunch of ground outs. But yeah, look, the offense, generally speaking, is just not in a great spot right now. Even more reason why in the bottom of the 7th inning, you got to manufacture a run with a leadoff single there. Bottom of the 7th. Come on. Come on now. I mean, Dolly striking out right after the Heim leadoff single. It's ridiculous. You just can't hide guys that are terrible in the lineup. And Dolly is, I would say, pretty terrible right now. He's not hitting well. The chase rate is insane. He's not swinging at strikes. Today, he goes 0 for. And he had how many strikeouts? 2. The OPS is down to 633, just over the Mendoza line. I don't know. At some point, Osuna from AA is probably doing better than Dolly. Right? Who disagrees? Wouldn't y'all? I would rather see Osuna in AA than Dolly right now. I know maybe that's a hot take. I don't really think it is. I think that if you brought up Alejandro Osuna, he could probably put up 200 in the major leagues. Anybody disagree? I think Osuna could 100% come up and hit 200. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I'd love to see it. I don't think we're going to get the opportunity, but I absolutely think that Osuna could do what Dolly's doing right now. River City Ramblin'. This was actually a gift from my wife. I think she just got it off Fanatics. It was like our anniversary a couple weeks ago. So that was anniversary gift right here. Love the hat. Love it. I got my birthday was recently. Got a bunch of Fanatics gift cards. So I'm about to go ham on Fanatics probably later tonight. So y'all going to see some new threads, some new caps, a little bit of everything coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We keep going. Adam says I'd call up the whole farm system right now. Oh, gosh. Maybe give Jock the red light. You talking about in the 9th? What was it? 3-1 when he swung, by the way? I'm just trying to go backwards here. Jock had a 3-1 count. And look, unfortunately for Jock, he swung at ball 4. Like that is one thing. The guys are just chasing too much right now. Like Jock swinging at ball 4. Munoz actually, he was wild. Like, to start the inning, he was a little wild in both the Peterson and the Simeon at bat. That's why I just don't love the approach from Jonah Heim. I don't know if any of y'all feel the same way. I don't love in that 9th inning, Jonah Heim swinging first pitch. You just watched Munoz be wild to both Simeon and Peterson, and you're up there hacking at a slider down and in. And Jonah Heim had a really nice day. I don't want to crap on him. There's a lot of other guys in the lineup I think that you crap on over Jonah Heim today. But like Jonah Heim, the slider down and in right after you just watch Marcus Simeon walk and you watch Jock Peterson nearly walk to lead off the inning, I just don't get it. Yeah, Caden, I don't even know if that was it with Dolly. I just think he's a little bit lost up there. I think Dolly, like he actually hung in there pretty well. And look, I was watching the swings. I didn't feel like he was looking to hit a walk-off. He had to catch up to some pretty high cheddar in a couple of those pitches, but the pitch that he gets out on is just terrible. It's not even close. So I think for me, it's just the discipline, the plate discipline, the plate vision right now. I mean, if we're playing MLB The Show, the dude is down to like a 25 plate vision. I don't even know if you can go that low. When you create your own player, I don't even think you can go that low with plate vision. That's what Dolly's is right now. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Jimmy, what's good, man? I don't know if you're still hanging out. I know we got a few Mariners fans in the chat, and all y'all are awesome, by the way. I haven't met any Mariners fan that's rubbed me wrong, I must say. I mean, there's a few trolls here and there. Nothing like the Astros fans. So trust me, if it ever comes down to Astros, Mariners at the end of the season, you know who I'm cheering for. I'm not cheering for that other team, that little brother from Houston. Mariners definitely will have my support in any game, really against any other AL West team. I don't think I would cheer for the A's over the Mariners. I don't think I would cheer for the Angels over the Mariners. So, look, y'all are great, but Mariners are hot right now. It's a good comment, and I did say this on the live last night. It's not a good team for Texas to run into. You know, it's a long season. The Mariners are going to have some ups and downs, just like every team, but they've got a nice looking offense right now. The pitching is legit, both in the bullpen and the starting rotation. Like, the Mariners are going to be good this year. And I never thought that the Mariners would not be in contention in the AL West. In fact, I think that all three teams, I know Texas is kind of dwindling right now, and a lot of people are down on Texas, rightfully so. I actually think it's going to be a pretty tight race between Texas, Houston, Seattle down the stretch. I think that all three of those teams could possibly make the playoffs. I think Texas has the most work to do with this offense. Nobody saw it being this bad. But look, Seattle, just a tough team for us to run into right now. Really tough team. They've won, 6 in a row now? Is that what we're up to? 6 in a row? It's not the best team for the Rangers to be playing. Plus, the pitching is elite. And the Rangers offense is terrible right now. So the worst team really you could have run into at this point. The Rangers, we joked, I don't know if they would be beating the Rockies in a 3-game series right now. I hate to say that, but that is my confidence level. I don't feel like they could win 2 out of 3 against the Rockies right now. I think the Rockies-Rangers series would be super close because the Rangers can't hit off anybody. I mean, last year, I remember going to Coors Field, the Rangers couldn't hit there either. I remember we were all thinking when the Rangers went to Coors Field last year in May or June, like, oh, thank goodness, we're going to Coors. They're going to be able to hit there. We scored like 10 runs the entire series. Like, it was ridiculous. So, not a great team for the Rangers to be playing, is what it is. Hopefully, DeGrom can get you a salvage game, and maybe you squeak across 2 or 3, and DeGrom throws a shutout. Like, that's what it's going to take at this point. Keep going. Yeah, Seattle's on point this year, totally. We didn't let Lowe walk, and I've done a big breakdown on the Nate Lowe situation. I know a lot of y'all probably saw the video I put out. Nate Lowe's not helping this team. Like Nate Lowe is not helping this squad. Nate Lowe would be getting in line with everybody else in this lineup. We would not be having like some kind of crazy difference in our record. That's why it kind of grinds on me when Rangers fans pine for Nate Lowe. Nate Lowe would be hitting as badly as everybody else right now. He would not be the shining star on the hill up in the sky hitting 330 while everybody else sucked. Nate Lowe would probably be hitting 225 right now for Texas. It wouldn't make a difference. I feel that very strongly. And Nate Lowe, look, he was a guy who could give you what, maybe 3 wins above replacement a year. That's replaceable. Like you can replace 3 wins above replacement. You can do that. Nate Lowe is not making a difference on this squad, y'all. He came through in September when the Rangers 2024 season was dead and buried. That doesn't mean he's a great player to have around this year. Not for $10 or $11 million or whatever he's making. And I love Nate Lowe. I know it comes off as hate, but some of the Rangers fans that really want Nate Lowe back. I said it in the vid. You got to touch grass a little bit. Like, you're up in the clouds, touch grass. Nate Lowe was not that solid for us down the stretch in 2024. In September, when the Rangers were fully out of the race, he started magically hitting 300. To me, I totally am okay with them moving on from Nate Lowe. Keep going. It is a tough watch right now, Rolando. Roger, I told you we needed Garver back. Look, Mariners can have Garver. I love Garv sauce, but the Mariners can have Garver. It's hitting 235, respectable. 1 for 3 with the walk today. The Mariners can have Garver. I'm good with not paying Garver what he got from Seattle. I think it's fine. Garver is another guy that kind of like what we were talking about. You know, at the beginning of this live, we mentioned like what's going on with the offense. Like, what really is it? Offense is getting older, man. They're getting older. I mean, Garv Sauce is what, 34? 34? I don't want to pay Garver some multi-year deal. Dude's getting up there. Mariners, I think, did okay with their contract, but I was not a big fan of re-signing Mitch. If they would have re-signed him, I would have gotten on board and been fine with it, but I did not think that they needed to go out and re-sign Mitch. Bunting doesn't fix offense, but you do have to hit situationally sound. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, when you get a leadoff single in a 1-1 game, at the bottom of the order, like, that's everything, right? If this is the top of the order, you're not going to bunt with, Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford. I mean, look, I still say get a little out of the box right now with how bad this offense is playing. But when you've got the bottom of the order up late in a ball game and you get a leadoff hit, it's textbook to bunt. Textbook. I don't know why you wouldn't. The only reason the Rangers didn't is because they had Adolis Garcia up. And Adolis Garcia can't bunt, clearly. Otherwise, I don't know why they wouldn't have done it. Keep going. Jock pulled the wool big time. Yeah, he did. He did. He's not off to a great start. I think he still can do big things for Texas, but he's not off to a great start. Call up Walcott and Carter. Let's get crazy. Look, those guys, I think, could do just about as well as some of the other guys in the lineup right now. I definitely feel that right now after a loss like this. Like, there's guys in AA that could do exactly what the players in the lineup, the starters, are doing right now. We don't understand what a leadoff is. A leadoff is supposed to see pitches, work the count, get on base, stop trying to hit homers as the leadoff. We just need to be better understanding situations. And that comes from coaches. I think that comes from players and approach up at the plate. Again, Jonah Heim, why are you swinging first pitch when you've just watched Andres Munoz throw wildly to Marcus Semien and Jock Peterson? Like, that was a terrible first pitch for Jonah Heim to swing at. Terrible. I mean, you got the runner to second, but with the cost of an out, outs are your currency in the 9th inning, man. So, I mean, I like that we at least had a shot there with the Adolis up to drive in a run, but Jonah Heim, I don't get that approach at all. Clearly, he was looking for fastball and didn't get it, got fooled, and then swung at a really bad pitch. Keep going. Why are they letting Jock hit at 0 at 0.99? I think that why they have Jock in the 4 spot right now is because of how the at-bats and the contact has looked lately. And the reality is you just don't have a lot of better options. I mean, maybe, and you might argue anybody else. I don't know if you want anybody else protecting Corey Seager. I do think that teams still somewhat respect the Jock Peterson brand enough to be careful with him, but he's not going to be in the 4 spot forever if he doesn't produce. I mean, Jock Peterson has one RBI on the year. I know homers. It's crazy. Really sad looking at Jock's stats. I feel for the guy. I really do. I don't think there's a lot of great options to replace. Maybe you throw Jonah Heim in the 4 spot. Maybe you decide to throw in, Marcus Semien or Josh Young. Beyond that, there's not a lot of great options to protect Corey Seager. And that's kind of the big thing here, right? You need a guy behind Corey Seager that teams actually respect. And as crazy as it sounds, as ironic as it sounds, I do think that teams probably respect Jock Peterson the most out of any other option that the Rangers have right now. Marcus Semien might be a close second, but I think that teams will be careful to Jock Peterson. I don't think that they're going to hesitate to walk Corey Seager if they can get to Jonah Heim. That's how you got to think about who hits cleanup. Who's actually going to be somebody that the other team respects enough to pitch to Corey Seager? I feel like the hitting coach is probably going to be gone at some point in the middle of the season if the team doesn't start hitting. There's got to be a shakeup. We've started to see some guys go down to AAA. Jake Berger. I think that the roster is getting a little bit of a shake. I'm sure the coaching staff might be next. Put Wyatt Langford to the 4 spot? Maybe. I could see some teams respecting Wyatt Langford from the 4. The only thing is you really do want to give guys like Wyatt Langford, Josh Smith, some of your better hitters as many at-bats as possible. I really do like Wyatt Langford and Josh Smith hitting ahead of Corey Seager, and I don't want to go away from that after 2 games. Like the Rangers have played 2 games with Smith, Langford, Seager, 1, 2, 3. I want to see a little bit more than 2 games before I mess with that 1, 2, 3 combo. But Corey Seager, I think, needs guys on base ahead of him. He needs opportunities to drive in runs. He's our best hitter. You've got to give your best hitter opportunities to win you the game by hitting with guys on base. And so if you move Langford out of the 2 spot and you put Josh Young there, Josh Young isn't having a bad year. 715 OPS, very mid, but I don't love Josh Young from the 2 spot personally. I think you could maybe make an argument to move Langford to the 4, but I would rather have somebody else hitting second. I'd probably rather have Marcus Semien hitting second than Josh Young at this point. I don't know how good the options are. I will say this, Dustin Harris. I would love to continue to see Dustin Harris get more and more opportunities. I don't know why Leote continues to get starts over Dustin Harris. I thought Dustin had a good game today. He played a nice center field, and he had 2 walks. Like the average isn't great at 226, but I think that Dustin either needs to be playing every day for Texas or he needs to be playing every day for Round Rock. I don't think Dustin Harris needs to be depth guy. He's got more to offer than a Jonathan Ornelas per se. And Jonathan Ornelas has had his opportunities too. Right now, I just don't know why you start Leote over Dustin Harris. I think it's a little nonsensical at this point. Keep going. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Mariners, I got quite a few Mariners fans in the chat. Y'all are good sports. Appreciate the classy sportsmanship. Look, we're running into a little bit of a buzzsaw right now. The Rangers are. Mariners are not a great team for Texas to run into. Great pitching from Seattle, elite pitching from Seattle, and the Rangers offense is one of the worst in baseball. Not a great recipe. Not a great recipe. Ryan, appreciate the follow. Only thing good about Leote is he's a switch hitter, and really he doesn't hit lefties well. So I would say that's not even really a positive. The good thing about Leote this year, the best thing I can say about Leote is he can bunt well. That's why I said, get radical. Sub Adolis Garcia and have Leote bunt with the bottom of the 7th leadoff single. Maybe he gets on base. Maybe he lays down a beautiful bunt and we got runners on first and second with Josh Young up. Leote is fast. That's true, Dylan. To me, the positives, his speed, and he's getting better at small ball. He appears to be turning a corner when it comes to small ball. I do feel like a trade is going to happen for a bat if the Rangers can actually tread water. Like, that's the thing. If the Rangers can't make it to June and hover above or around 500, I really don't think that they're going to be big-time buyers at the deadline. Like, you have got to keep your head above water if you even want to have a chance to become a buyer in the trade market. So I think they 100% should go get a bat, but they've got to be able to at least feel good about their playoff chances. If you're 15 games under 500 going into June, you're not feeling great about trading anybody except maybe guys on expiring contracts. I think it would be a shame to waste either this year or next year, especially considering that Jacob deGrom and Nate Eovaldi aren't getting any younger. You've got two guys in the rotation that can win you a World Series if they just get a little bit of run support. So for me, I would love to see them make a splash sooner rather than later, but I don't think a lot of teams are going to be up for trades this early in the season. Usually it's got to wait till late May, early June. Some teams, like last year, the Marlins, they really got ahead of things and they traded Arias to the Padres in like May or June. I don't know if there's a team this year that's got an Arias type player that would be willingly traded this early. Yeah, Jake Berger wasn't the problem. Berg, I think, was kind of, I don't want to say the scapegoat, but he was just the first guy to go down. There's other guys that I think are going to go down at some point. Adolis Garcia, he's not going to stick around. There's no reason you should continue to hit Adolis Garcia. If he can't hit from the 7-hole, you don't need to have him hitting anywhere. In fact, I think, and I made the argument, I think it's a little bit of a detriment to have him at the bottom of the order. You can't play small ball. And the bottom of the order, you want to be able to manufacture runs when those guys actually get on base. Keep going. Rockies Rangers is going to be a real intriguing series. I don't feel great about a Rockies Rangers series right now. That's sad, but I don't. Like, the last thing I'm thinking is, man, I wish we could just run into the Rockies, which is crazy. But that is how I feel after watching this team. I don't feel like it's a foregone conclusion the Rangers win a series against the Rockies. Maybe if it gets lined up perfectly like Evo, deGrom, Malley, I would say, yeah, I think we can get 2 out of 3. If we don't have Evo and deGrom pitching in that Rockies series, I don't feel awesome. And that is sad. I don't think putting Seager in the leadoff is going to help, bro. I don't. Ariel, it is far-fetched to get Trout because of the contract. The Angels would have to pay a ton of money for me to feel good about taking on Trout. And I love Mike Trout. He's probably one of my favorite non-Rangers, even though he plays for a rival in the Angels. I think if you're going to take on Mike Trout, the Angels better be paying a big chunk of that contract. I don't even know if they would trade him in division, though. Honestly, they probably wouldn't. But if you're going to take on Trout, you've got to have the Angels paying a big chunk. Rockies might break the White Sox loss record. That's what's sad about me not feeling great or confident about that series. Yeah, we've got to score 4 runs or more or we are cooked. Bo, I think they might if the Rangers continue to trend this way. Like, I do think you will see them trade off some guys and blow it up a little bit. Maybe I've heard some people argue in some of the different groups that I follow and threads and stuff like that. Some people have argued a reset might be the best thing. You punt this year. It sucks because deGrom and Evo, like I said, they're not getting any younger. But if the Rangers don't do well and you do have to sell off a lot of pieces, it kind of gives you a reset on offense, an opportunity to do that. I'm not completely sold on that idea. I'd like to still see the team be competitive. I don't think wasting deGrom or Eovaldi's later years is a great strategy. So I really don't want to see a punt of the season in any way, shape, or form. But I do think if it does come to that, later on we won't see it as the worst thing in the world it might give the Rangers a good opportunity to hit the reset button on the offense. I do think that there's a number of guys in this offense that need to get replaced. They haven't been good for a year plus now, and we need a different option. So for me, I hope that the Rangers are able to tread water and maybe make a couple of moves that might help them get over the hump. But you start dropping a lot of games early like this, and the skid just continues on and on and on. They're not going to get that opportunity. They're going to start selling. Yeah, the problem is, like I said, Ariel, it's the money. It's the money with Trout. Trout's making a ton of money. Rangers don't want to take on a ton of money. So typically speaking, like, let's just throw out this Trout trade. What do you do if you want to trade for a player that's making a lot of money, but you don't want to take on the salary yourself? The other team will want a better prospect if they are going to be paying most of that contract. So if the Angels trade Trout and the team that's getting him doesn't want to pay that salary, they're going to have to give up a better prospect in order for the Angels to kick in money. So I definitely think that you have some options there, but I don't think that they're going to trade Trout in division. Should I go to the Rangers game on the 26th or 27th of this month? I would hold off and see who's pitching. The only Rangers games I'm going to are games maybe where Evo or DeGrom are starting. I don't think I'm going to a whole lot of other games until this offense shows me something different. I'll watch on TV. Thank you very much. Like, unless it's DeGrom or Evo, like tomorrow, I would pay money to go watch DeGrom, even though the offense sucks. Like, at least you're getting to watch DeGrom pitch. First ballot Hall of Famer. Evo, probably the same thing. I think if Evo continues on the pace he's at, he's going to maybe not be first ballot, but he's going to be a Hall of Fame guy too. So I absolutely would go if one of those guys is pitching. I don't know how much I feel obligated or inclined to go if it's not one of those two. DeGrom's losing tomorrow. Love the optimism. Love the optimism. I would like to think DeGrom goes 7 strong innings, gives up maybe 1 run. Maybe that's too many with this Rangers offense. But I don't think DeGrom gives up more than a run. That's my prediction for tomorrow. A run might be too many for this Rangers offense. Rangers still have no extra inning games. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. I will say this point is valid. This is something y'all can't see on TikTok. This is a YouTube comment. Gio, appreciate this, bud. This is gold. The tie game situations, like late when the game is tied, this bullpen has not been good. In save situations or in hold situations, they've actually been a lot better. But when the game is tied, it has not gone well for the Rangers. We do have the potential to be one of the worst fall-offs in baseball. I think what it's going to come back to is just guys had an out-of-their-mind 2023, right? Adolis Garcia just had an out-of-his-mind 2023. Jonah Heim, same thing. Josh Young, same thing. A lot of these guys are going to have trouble, I think, replicating 2023. Oof. Kurt, I appreciate that, man. The comment says on TikTok, enjoy watching your content, brother, coming from an M's fan. Hey, look, I'm all about, if you love baseball, come hang out, man. Seriously, we can give each other a hard time. We don't all have to agree on the team we love, but man, I'm for everybody hanging out and talking ball. If you like talking ball, this is the place, especially if we're playing each other. I love having the opposite perspective. That's kind of been the cool thing too. I know some people get a little territorial, but I'm kind of like, I enjoy hearing the other team's perspective. I mean, you're always going to get trolls, people that are just going to, whatever, come in, Rangers suck, blah, blah, blah. It's white noise to me. But I actually do enjoy the opposite perspectives. And some of y'all give me some really good stuff from the other side of the coin. So I appreciate y'all a lot. Thank you so much, Kurt, for that comment. Means a lot, man. Razorbacks, thanks for the follow. You guys are great. Marcus Semien has been very meh to me. Do I think he's getting old? Yeah, I think Semien is one of those guys that's getting up there. It's getting older, and I don't necessarily think that he is going to return to the form that he achieved with the Blue Jays and the form that he achieved in 2023. I think it's going to be tough for some of these guys to get back there. But Robert, this is the point. Like, it's just a shame to waste this pitching. I think Mariners fans could actually really relate to this. Like, y'all remember last year, Seattle, elite pitching. You know, you've got Gilbert, you've got Kirby, you've got Castillo, you've got Brian Wu. Shoot, I'm really impressed by Brian Wu. And you've got this offense that has the worst batting average in the league for a number of weeks. It's so frustrating, man. Like, and that is what the Rangers have this year. You've got Jacob deGrom, you've got Nate Eovaldi, you've got Tyler Mahle. The Rangers rotation has some of the best numbers in all of Major League Baseball. And you've got this putrid offense that is wasting all of these quality starts. I think Mariners fans can relate probably more than anybody, considering how their 2024 went. Yeah, look, not asking for any sympathy. The point was made. As a Mariners fan, I'd say I feel for you, but you got a ring. So I do think that is the right perspective. Like, we got a ring. Nobody should be feeling sorry for us, especially not Mariners fans. Y'all can relate to the struggle, but I'm 100% with that comment. Like, we got a World Series. We got a ring. We got something in the trophy case. So I think that we'll be all right. It was only, less than 2 years ago that the Rangers were winning the World Series. I can deal. I had to wait almost 25, 30 years for the Rangers to win their first one in my lifetime. It's okay. It's really okay. At the end of the day, I want to see this team do well. We're not going to throw everything out the window just because we have a World Series. But before I go to sleep at night, I'm going to think about that World Series run and feel a lot better. I'm just saying, y'all. I go watch 2023 highlights and my day gets better. I highly recommend it. Like, every time my montage comes on at the very beginning of the show, some of y'all get a chance to see that. On TikTok, y'all get to hear it. You don't get to see it. But I pretty much put together for my opening countdown for my lives. It's 60 seconds of Corey Seager hitting missiles in the postseason in that 2023 run. I watch it every time I go live, and it makes me feel a ton better. And sometimes I'm feeling pretty crappy after some of these games. It makes me feel a little better every time. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Kurt, I hope you're right. I do hope we turn it around. Nate Eovaldi is a fantasy GOAT right now. One of my coworkers, he has Nate Eovaldi on his team. Every time Eovaldi pitches, he comments to me. He's like, dude, he's like winning me my fantasy every week. Like, enjoy it, because the Rangers aren't winning games for him. Oh, man. Nate Eovaldi's been gold. Look, and deGrom has been looking really good too. He had a few rough outings. His outing in Seattle was one of them. deGrom's looked a lot better. And Tyler Mahle is goated at this point. Like, the dude has like a 1.19 ERA, something ridiculous, man. Ugh. Yeah, for years, the Rangers were known for being a great offensive team and sucking when it came to pitching. Oh, how the tables have turned. Like, we were raking in the early 2000s, and we could not pitch worth a crap. Now it couldn't be more opposite. We keep going. Robert, share the theory. All theories are welcome here, man. Drop it in. Y'all, I put out a lot of theories that sometimes upset Rangers fans. It's okay. It's all part of being a fan. Y'all, if we can't disagree and still get along, you know what? I'll just move right along. It's really okay. Like, I don't have time to get upset or get angry. If people disagree with me, it's all good. Like, some people really disagree about my Nate Lowe idea. Like, some people really want to see Nate Lowe back in a Rangers uniform, like he is, or he would be the savior for this team. Like, some of you are not going to agree with every point I make, and it's totally okay. I'd rather you share your opinion and make the show more interesting. So, Robert, you feel free, man, if you want to drop it. Appreciate everybody that's liking the live. I see a couple of y'all shared it. A bunch of y'all followed during the live. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, if you're following, you're watching right now, you like what you see. Like I said, we just talk ball on the show. It's Rangers ball. Granted, But hang out, man. It's great. It's a great group of people, a good community. So hit that follow or subscribe button. I'd love if we could have you back for another show. Some of y'all have had some great comments, great questions. Appreciate you. Adoli's up in the 9th with the tying run on second. Terrifying. I don't know how to read that. Is that sarcasm right now, or is that a real deal? Because in 2023, I would have said 100% that would be terrifying. In 2025, I don't know if Adolis Garcia up with an opportunity to win the game is really all that terrifying. Not going to lie. Sorry, TikTok. I'm trying to do one of my verifications that I'm so bad at while the show's live. So it's not going great so far. Hoping I get lucky on this one. Sweet. Thank goodness. Let me keep going. What do we got? We were chanting El Bombi so loud, I felt it mess with him. Man, I don't know. El Bombi, I don't even think a big time cheer, standing ovation is going to make a big difference at this point. John, what's good, man? Which play are you talking about, by the way? Tell me about the play. Are you talking about the 7th inning, the 9th inning? Which one are we talking about, man? Good to see you, though, brother. Keep going. JJ, you can't say much right now. You can't say much. Let's go ahead. I don't think it's even worth going through the box score. We had 4 guys with hits. Dustin Harris did walk twice. I think that's notable. Langford, Seager, Heim, and Young. 5 guys went hitless tonight. Now, you don't need to know a whole lot else. 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Patrick Corbin, I think that he's going to get lost in all this, but he came 1 out away from a quality start. Patrick Corbin, what an incredible find. I think we do need to give him a little bit of love, Rangers fans. His performances are getting lost among a very bad offense. Patrick Corbin's been great, and that is a very good find by Chris Young and Fenstermaker and those guys in the front office. And Corbin's barely had a spring training, didn't really have any time to get going. I've been very impressed with Patrick Corbin. Probably my player of the game for the Rangers side of things. And then Jonah Heim, maybe you give it to him on the other side. Drove in the only run. Patrick Corbin, man, feel bad for the guy. Didn't take the loss tonight. Chris Martin, 0-4 now. It's the tie ball games, man. It really is. Hey, Stars just tied it up, by the way. I just got the notification. Stars tied it up. Let's go. Let's go. Game 7, baby. I know that a bunch of y'all might have that on in the background. I'm going to go finish out that game right now. When the Mariners went ahead, 8th inning, 9th inning. Yeah, that play out in the outfield. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to put some of this out of my memory, but the double, I'd have to go back. I wish that they had the replay on there. I will say this. That ball was smoked. That ball was smoked, man. Like, I'm looking at the exit velocity by Polanco. That was 111 off the bat. John, that's the only thing I'll say in defense of Dolly. Not saying he shouldn't have made the play, but the ball was smoked. Like, Polanco earned that one. He deserved it. That 111 off the bat. Dolly maybe could have made a play on that. I'm with you. But that ball was smoked. Keep going. They were destined to win in 2023. But I support, hey, look, and if that's the case, if the Rangers only win 1 in 2023, yeah, clearly I wish that they win every year. But I'll take the 2023 year. I really will. I really will. I'm glad the Stars tied it up. Let's preview the game tomorrow. Let's preview that game tomorrow. Let's see what the numbers are, and then we got to get out of here. So we've got DeGrom going tomorrow, and DeGrom against Seattle last time out was not awesome, but I think that DeGrom was still getting into a groove at that point. Evans is pitching for Seattle on the other side. Rangers don't have any numbers against Evans. Is he a rookie? Is he in his first year? Logan Evans. Yep, he's made 1 career start. So maybe the Rangers can jump on the rookie a little bit. with DeGrom on the mound, you'd think they'd be favored to win. DeGrom last time out against Seattle. I'll read you the numbers on him. Against Seattle, last time out, looks like he went 4 innings, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, 4 walks. So a very un-DeGrom-like start back on April 11th in Seattle. Hopefully DeGrom comes back with a much better outing at home, really looking locked in. Rosarina 0 for 5 against DeGrom. J.P. Crawford 1 for 5. Garver 2 for 2 with 2 homers against DeGrom. Masterboni 0 for 2. Polanco 3 for 8 with a bomb. Cal Raleigh 0 for 5 against DeGrom. J-Rod 2 for 7 against DeGrom. Tellez 1 for 2 with a bomb against DeGrom. So nobody on the Mariners with double-digit bats against DeGrom, and you've got basically Polanco, Garver, maybe you want to throw Tellez in there as guys that have hit him well. Seattle did rock DeGrom, but 4 walks, big game, James. 4 walks. I know he had a couple of home runs that he gave up. Polanco had one, right? Who else had one? Tellez hit another one off of him. Was that right on April 11th? But 4 walks. I don't think DeGrom is going to probably do that again. I think you're going to get a much better start from DeGrom, regardless of the success that they had off of him in game 1. That would be my prediction for tomorrow. Maybe they hit him around again, but I really feel like the odds are DeGrom's probably going to come out and have a much better game than what he did on the road in Seattle on April 11th. So that's what we got for the preview. Tomorrow's game is at 1:35 Texas time, 11:35 out on the West Coast. So a little late morning game for me. So we'll be on in the mid-afternoon if you're out on the West Coast. Texas time, we'll probably be going live 4:30, 5 o'clock Texas time. So we'll come back and hopefully we'll get at least one win out of this series. Seattle, hot as ever. Maybe we can get to the rookie. Looks like he had a pretty good debut. Rangers, definitely a nice team for the rookie to face. Maybe Evans can continue on with a nice, decent start to his career. Sure would be nice if the Rangers could at least get one game, but nothing is going to surprise me, y'all. Nothing is going to surprise me. Carter just pinch hit in AAA, got a hit for 2 RBI. Nice. That's a good update. Evan Carter hitting a little bit better. I think he'll be up sooner rather than later, but I don't think Evan Carter is going to be a savior, guys. I don't mean to burst the bubble. Platoon players can only do so much for a team. They really can. JJ, I'm with you. I think they should bring Evan Carter up too. Don't take my words the wrong way, anybody. But I just don't think Evan Carter is going to come up and set it on fire. I hope to be wrong. I just think there's only so much a platoon player can contribute. You're only playing in maybe 2/3 of the games. I would say half, but I think there's more righty starters than lefties. So Evan Carter, 1 for 2 with 2 RBI. Look at that. Ezekiel Duran, he is hitting pretty well. He's hitting 333 right now, 1 for 3 on the night. Foscue, Freeman, Evan Carter up to a 221 average, 749 OPS. Zeke Duran is killing it, though, in AAA right now. Dude has a 962 OPS. I mean, I don't think Zeke Duran call-up is going to do a whole lot either. Don't get me wrong, but 962 OPS. Duran's doing all he can to make it back to the big leagues. Who's pitching tonight? Berger's on the bench. That's kind of curious to me. So Berger had the news dropped on Thursday, right? And then on Friday, nobody played in AAA. I think it was an off day for Round Rock at least. And then tonight, he's not in the lineup. Just kind of interesting. I would have thought Berger would have been back. Garcia will be DFA'd by the All-Star break. Oh, my goodness. I do think the savior probably is outside the organization, JJ. I'm with you. JK, maybe you're right. Berger might just be working on a few things mechanically, but still a little surprised he's not playing tonight. I mean, you got Thursday off. You got Friday off. Round Rock is a hop, skip, and a jump away from the DFW area. So a little surprising not to see Berger in the lineup, but maybe they're just trying to ease him back in. I mean, I'm sure he's got to do what's crazy. We don't realize, like, Jake Berger and his wife and family, they probably got to go find a place in Round Rock. to rent for a month. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're just going to live in a hotel down there in Round Rock until he comes back up to Arlington. But that's the kind of stuff we don't think about as fans sometimes. Like I do feel for Jake Berger. Wasn't a problem, but now dude's got to kind of get the life uprooted a little bit. At least you're only a few hours drive away from the DFW area, maybe a little longer than that, right? Depending on the I-35 traffic. But, you know, Jake Berger and his family, they got to go and find a place to stay in Round Rock now. It just sucks. Stars, Johnston. Oh, heck yeah. Stars are up 3-2 now. Let's go. That's the kind of thing I needed to see after this Rangers game, man. That is the kind of thing I needed to see. Keep going. Bruce Bochy needs to try and get ejected to fire the Rangers lineup up. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen a Boch ejection yet, too. Gio, I think you might be right about that. Oh, my goodness. Stars, man, they got to salvage the night. Can we win Game 7 here? That would be sick. All right, y'all. I got to go watch the rest of this game. Let's flush this one and come back tomorrow and hang out. Maybe I'll try and go live 8th, 9th inning again, hopefully in a Rangers win or in a Rangers winning situation. Thank you to everybody that's followed, by the way. Hit that follow or subscribe button if you haven't followed along yet. Turn on those notifications. Get notified every time we go live so you don't miss a video. Love all of y'all. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. Appreciate you. And we'll be back tomorrow. It's a new day tomorrow. Rain or shine, we show up. Nobody can accuse us of being fair weather fans here at Right on Rangers. We take the lumps. We celebrate the highs. We're feeling it in the feels for the lows. It is what it is. It is what it is. But tomorrow the sun rises, and we'll talk about Rangers baseball once again. Rangers fan for life. Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. All right. We will see y'all. Have a good rest of the Saturday night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.